What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video here on Life and Bass. I'm Eladio, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing a video on kind of like Lollapalooza and my thoughts on it, and not just that, on the performances of Logic and The Weeknd and what I think about those specific artists, because those are the only two that we went to go check out. And at the same time, I'm going to be cleaning my shoe. This was my bad. I take full responsibility for this bullshit. You know, someone like me who's been to EDC, to Ultra, to Spring Awakening, you would think I would already know better than to take brand new shoes to a music festival, but obviously not. I wanted to flex, but so this is what happened. I got sand all over it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got sand all over this brand new Air Jordan 1 that I took. I'm so dumb. I should have just took one of my other worn out pairs, but you know, like I said, I wanted to flex, so this is what happens when you flex at a music festival. Luckily it's all sand, so this should just come off pretty easily. Anyway, so we went to Lollapalooza. It was on Saturday, August 4th. We only went the one day because it was the only day Monica, which was in my previous vlog, you guys know Monica, she wanted to go check out The Weeknd, which was only playing on that day, and Jessica, who wanted to see the Logic, was out also playing that day. Luckily they were back to back, so really didn't have to move any stages and whatnot. Before I get to them, this is what I'm going to talk about. Lollapalooza, right? Now, I've been to Lollapalooza before, one time, 2016 if I remember correctly, and it was a dope year, whatever. And this year seemed pretty dope as well. Now, when I got there, the security line wasn't bad at all. They actually went pretty quickly, surprisingly enough. You would think at a huge festival, like that, you would be in line for a minute, but I mean, they had metal detectors and whatnot. You were through security and inside the festival less than 2 minutes. It was super quick and everything. So when we first got in, obviously the first thing I want to do is fill up my my water bladder, my pack, whatever, hydration pack, whatever you want to call it. So I get in there and the water station is just a mess, right? There's no sense of line. Everyone's just clustered in like a huge ball, just trying to push in towards the front. I stood in line for 5 minutes just to see if the line at least moved or anything like that, but it wasn't. There was no progress there, so I left it. I don't know how bad that line got. I don't know how bad it was earlier that day that it got to that point. Keep in mind, it was close to 100 that day, so I understand, you know, everybody's trying to get their water, but I feel there should have been like more of a sense of organization. They should have made, you know, pushed everyone back, made a line, and had someone there, you know, just to keep the line organized and move the water line along. But it was horrible. If you guys ever been to Spring Awakening last year, 2017, I think it was 2017, they had the same issues with the water line. There was such a long wait in the water line, and I thought, oh, Lollapalooza has been doing this for years, way longer than Spring Awakening. They should get this. They would have had this down packed by now, right? But I guess not. I would honestly say that the water line at Lolla was worse than Spring Awakening last year, 2017. Anyways, moving along. So the first show, obviously the first live set was Logic. He started at 6:30. We went to go check him out. And when it comes to Logic, I have no knowledge of him. I only have heard of the song 1-800, that 1-800 song that was playing everywhere, because obviously that was like his huge hit these past couple of months. I haven't heard to any of his music, period. Not a single other track aside from that 1-800 track, right? Gotta wait for the plane to pass. Hold on, give me a second here. There we go. So I came into his, you know, performance not knowing a damn thing about him, but I left his performance wanting to learn more. I don't know what it was. I guess his music, or the way he keeps the crowd kind of like entertained, or, you know, keeps the crowd going. Kind of the type of person that he is, it really comes out in his performance, and I saw that there. The dude seems to be all about, you know, love, peace, and positivity. I think he kept repeating that day, which is, you know, I'm all for it. Everyone is, you know, if you're not one of those persons who wants to watch the world burn. But I forgot what song I've been having on repeat. I think it's called 44 Bars, and that was the first song that he played when he first came out. You know, that was the first song he came out with, and it just wants me. I just have myself wanting more. And this is somebody who's never heard a single Logic song. I know who Logic was and who he is, obviously, but after his performance, I'm definitely going through all his mixtapes, you know, his Bobby Tarantino tapes and all his, you know, his album and whatnot. So I'm still going through that. So hopefully I can, you know, really get an understanding of who Logic is and what his music is about. And next time he's in town, for sure I'm gonna be checking him out. That's without a doubt, I'm gonna be checking him out. So Logic finished his performance, super dope. Everyone was having a good time, right? So I'm like, okay, I told Jessica and Monica, okay, let's go to the bathroom, and at the same time, let me check out the water line, right? Man, we go back to a different like tent where they were giving out water. The line was so bad. I think it might have been even worse there. I honestly don't understand how a festival that massive, who's been around for so many years, how can I put this in words? Was having such a bad time with the water. I don't know whether it was just that specific day, because also, I mean, that day, out of all the 4 days, it was like close to 100 degrees out. So it was really hot, and I get that. But at the same time, I feel like they should have been on top of that. Specifically knowing that the weather was going to be that hot and people were going to need their water, you know what I mean? They should have been on top of that. The bathrooms were actually more surprising because they had actual lines for each individual stall, and the bathrooms looked really clean. That was so surprising. I have never been to a festival where the bathrooms, like their porta potties, were that clean. So A+ on that one for Lala. They looked like a different version of the blue box ones or green ones everyone's used to going to, but they were super clean. There weren't taggings or anything in it. There wasn't urine or feces like you usually go into all over the place. They were super clean. I don't know if people were just, you know, not pissing everywhere, or they had somebody going in every day, you know, before or after the festival to clean them. I go to the bathroom obviously, and the Weeknd is right next after Logic. There's an hour in between them because I guess during the Weeknd set he had like this huge head and like this hand. It was just stage production. They had to set up on the stage, and it took them an hour to put it up. So we were there, waited, and then the Weeknd came out. Now when it comes to the Weeknd, I would say I would consider myself a fan. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like all his music, but I like most of his music. So I've been to a couple of Weeknd performances. I think 2016 the Weeknd was there and I saw his set, and then before that, or no, after that, last year 2017 he was here in Chicago at the United Center, and it was dope too. So the Weeknd always puts on a great show, and like always he came out, he did his thing, loved it, you know, everything went great and whatnot. And then the festival ended at 10 o'clock with a huge fireworks show after the show, you know, after the Weeknd's performance and whatnot. And everyone just kind of like went home. Out of this whole thing, the only downside was my dumbass taking my Air Jordan 1s, brand new AJ1s, to a music festival, which I sure enough I fucked those up. Those were my fault. That was such a rookie move. Pro tip: don't ever take new shoes to a music festival. No matter how careful you're gonna be, you will fuck them up. You will fuck them up. Aside from this, security accidentally broke my glasses and the lens fell out. So when I tried to backtrack myself to see where if I could find the lens, I did end up finding it, but somebody already had stepped on the lens and then broke it. So now I gotta buy new glasses, prescription glasses they were. It was a dope day, I really wish they had I'm repeating myself, but I really wish they had the water line intact, because that's like the #1 thing everybody needs when coming into a music festival is get your water, people, especially with these festivals in the summer, especially with it being 100 degrees out. man, it was definitely needed. Aside from that, everything else was pretty okay. Because we got there until 6 o'clock, we really didn't get a chance to kind of like check the whole festival out because Logic was starting at 6:30. But aside from that, it was a pretty dope Saturday weekend. I think I'm gonna call these series of videos Afterthoughts. And every time I go to a show or a music festival, I'm gonna create one of these videos on my experience with them. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys watched this whole thing, I appreciate it. Aside from that, Jordan actually came out looking pretty good. It was mostly sand, thank God, so it didn't stick. And it came off pretty easily. But if this was mud, oh my God, I would have been so pissed. So pissed, because all this gray part, all of this gray areas right here, this is all suede. This isn't, you know, leather, this is suede. So this would have definitely stained, and obviously any shoe with a white, you know, bottom always stains if you're not careful. Luckily it was only sand, so I don't know why there was sand there to begin with. But yeah, I was being extra careful when walking around there. It was just kind of like all the sand that was being kicked up by everyone else that hit my shoe, but it cleaned off pretty well. And I already had cleaned out my other one. So again, don't ever take your brand new shoes to Lolla or just any music festival in general. As carefully you're gonna be with your shoes, trust me, you will fuck them up. Thank you guys for watching again. Like, subscribe, and give me your thoughts on Logic, the Weeknd, and Lolla if you were there in the comments below. And I'll try to check them out and respond to them. As always, subscribe, like, dislike. Like I said, I'm Hilario from here at Life and Bass. Peace.